Hello viewers, welcome to the second video on how China works. This video will explain China's political system. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel Wisdom of Life. Before we proceed, I am leaving viewers with a question. Who elects the National People's Congress of China? The answer will be given in one of the following slides. There are two supreme documents which define how China is governed. Number one, the Constitution of the People's Republic of China. The Constitution was framed in 1982 and has been amended from time to time. The second supreme document is the Constitution of the Communist Party of China. The political system of China has two major pillars, the state and the Communist Party of China, or the CPC. Coming to the state organs, there are four major state organs: the National People's Congress or the NPC, the Office of the President, State Council and People's Courts. NPC is China's legislature and is one of the largest legislatures in the world. The NPC meets once a year, more or less for 2 weeks, generally in the month of March, and when it is not in session, all its powers are exercised by its standing committee. The president is the head of the state. Under the Chinese constitution, the office of the president is a ceremonial office. The president is assisted by a vice president. In the event that the office of the president falls vacant for one reason or another, the vice president serves as president until a new president is elected by the NPC. The State Council is China's cabinet, which is headed by a Prime Minister, who in China is called Premier. The Premier is assisted by two or more Vice Premiers. Under the Vice Premiers are State Councillors and Ministers. The difference between State Councillors and Ministers is that a State Councillor is in charge of more than one ministry or commission, while a minister who is not a State Councillor is in charge of only one ministry. Another important part of the State Council is the office of the Secretary General, who is the senior most civil servant in China, and his office may be compared to that of the permanent cabinet secretary in United Kingdom. Supreme Court is the apex court in China, and under the Supreme Court there are local courts at province and city level. NPC is a unicameral legislature, which means that it consists of only one house. It makes laws and amends the Constitution of China, elects and removes President and Vice President of China, confers Premier, who is nominated by President, and it can also remove the Premier. NPC elects and removes the Chairman of the Central Military Commission, which works under Ministry of Defense and controls the armed forces of China. The NPC elects and removes President of Supreme People's Court, and it approves budget and national development plans. NPC's standing committee comprises chairman, vice chairman, secretary general and members elected by NPC. Because National People's Congress meets once a year only for 2 weeks, and in its absence all its powers are exercised by the standing committee. So this makes the office of the chairman of the NPC standing committee one of the most powerful offices in China. The standing committee interprets Constitution of China and laws, enacts and amends laws, supervises other state organs. It can also annul local regulations and decisions for being contrary to national laws or regulation, and it practically acts as NPC when it is not in session. Since China is a large country, so it has put in place a very elaborate administrative system. Under the central government, there are three types of entities: provinces, autonomous regions and municipalities. As I explained in my last videos, autonomous regions are those regions where the non-Han population consists of more than 15% of that region, while municipalities is the status given to mega cities in China like Shanghai and Beijing. But for practical purposes, autonomous regions and municipalities are treated as provinces. So in China, when we talk of provinces, generally it means also autonomous regions and municipalities. Under each province there are prefecture level cities, and under each prefecture level city there are county level cities and districts, and under both there are towns. Likewise, autonomous regions have prefectures, and under each prefecture there are counties, and under each county there are 2 or more towns. A municipality consists of 2 or more districts. For example, the municipality of Shanghai consists of 16 districts, and under each district there are 2 or more towns. In China, provinces and major cities closely replicate the structure at center. Governor, who is the head of a province, and mayor, who is the head of a city, they are elected by their respective People's Congress. For example, I have explained the administrative structure of Shanghai government, which, as you can see, closely replicates that of the central government. Shanghai has its own People's Congress, its own Development and Reform Commission, its own Bureau of Statistics. A unique feature of China is that in each province, city, and also in district, there is a Foreign Affairs Office. And of course, Shanghai government also has its own Commerce Commission to look after commerce-related matters. Coming to the powers of local governments at all tiers can make regulations and policies on public matters, provided such regulations or policies do not conflict with those made by the government at higher tier. So this is the limitation on the powers of the local governments. For example, provincial regulations must not contravene those of central government, and city regulations must not contravene those of the province. An important feature of China's governance is the supervisory committees. There are supervisory committees at all tiers of government. These committees ensure that all state organs and institutions work as per law. State Supervisory Committee, which works at the central level, is the highest supervisory committee, and then there are local supervisory committee at provincial and city levels. Higher level supervisory committees direct work of lower level committees. For example, State Supervisory Committee directs provincial supervisory committees, and each provincial supervisory committee directs city supervisory committees which come under it, and supervisory committees are responsible to the Congress concerned. The State Supervisory Committee is responsible to the National People's Congress, while Provincial Supervisory Committee is responsible to the People's Congress of that province. Now coming to the China's electoral system, which is a very unique feature of China's political system. In China there are 5 tiers of government, starting with the central government and ending at the town level, and at each tier of government has its own People's Congress. But there is the major feature of the China's electoral system is that only the People's Congress at the 2 lowest level, that is at the town level and at counties and autonomous county level, the members are directly elected by the people. Every Chinese citizen who is at least 18 years of age is eligible to cast vote. However, when we move up the tiers of government, the direct elections give way to indirect election. For example, People's Congresses of prefecture level cities are elected by the People's Congress of counties and autonomous counties which come under that prefecture level city. People's Congress at provincial, municipality and autonomous regions level are elected by the People's Congresses of prefecture level cities which come under that respective province. Likewise, National People's Congress is elected by People's Congresses of provinces, municipalities and autonomous regions. So congresses only at the 2 lowest tiers of government, namely towns and counties, are directly elected, while congresses at each upper tier of government are indirectly elected by congresses immediately below them. So it's a combination of direct and indirect system, and which is very a unique feature of China. I trust the viewers have liked this video. The next video will describe how the CPC works and why it remains the most powerful organization in China. Please keep watching my videos and like and share them, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.